So who do I reckon could win? Potentially, potentially Will. He's quite quick. I know he's quite quick. Yeah. And feel free to clip any of my comms midway through or even in qualifying. It truly does help out. As my goal here is to be on the DRL TikTok channel thing, so I know it might be a bit strange hearing a commentator who asks for one simple thing, so I'm gonna give my best go, you know? Like full on Lewis style. Well, kind of like Lewis style, you know? And yeah. As if you have a look over here, yeah, I'm gonna go full on. But I'm not gonna do what he does with his like, I don't know how he does it, but he does amazing comms, you know. And there's no way I can match his comms at 17, but not at 17, at 16 actually. But then yeah, I do want to address if I could be on there just a short, even a short clip, even me saying like, oh my god, as I go into turn 1, late on the brakes, as he goes for the switchback, he gets the switchback. Even just that short comms, I'd be happy with, you know. Even yeah, even if I just get on there for a split second, you know. Anything I would be happy with, as I would, and I'm gonna accept that. There you go. And yeah, anything I'd truly be happy with, you know. If even if I just got on their Instagram, it would be even better, you know. Instagram or TikTok, I don't mind, whichever one. In my eyes, that'd be an achievement. I'm gonna cook with your Instagram post tonight. Or let's go. Love to hear that. Because as I said, like in my eyes, just even if it is just one or two posts on there, in my eyes, it's just like it's like a memory, you know. Like that was me 1 or 2 years ago. I surely need to check up on DRL, you know, or like, oh my god, that was DRL 2 weeks ago. I need to still check up on them, you know, like. Yeah, even if it's just like even if it's like for even if it was like 1 month ago, if I did it 1 month ago and I looked back at it and I was like, oh my god, that was me 1 full month ago. I'm a changed man now, you know, or I'm a changed, yeah, you know. It's just those memories that shows maybe a true enjoyment and you know a true yeah, a true memory and a true achievement. There you go, and an achievement. Marty Drive gonna cook and win trust. Okay, we'll see if Marty Drive in the Aston Martin can cook then, as here he is on PlayStation. For the Aston Martin, we'll have to see if he can cook. He's gonna cook. Yeah, he's gonna cook. Trust. Okay. If if he doesn't cook, it's all good. It's all good if he doesn't. How long? How long? 29 laps with short quali. Or do you mean how long? Yeah, yeah, like what how yeah. Um, yeah, because like yeah. Look, so it says here, you've got practice turned off. Um, short qualifying, which is only like 30 minutes or 30 seconds. Long 50% race. Practice normally 6 minutes if enabled. So 60 minutes not there. So it'd be around like around an hour and a half or something like that. Oh, how long until you start? We start just a few minutes. Like in 10 minutes from now we start the lobby and we ready up. All of the drivers ready up, and yeah. So it isn't that long from now. As around. Oh, okay, thanks. No problem. I hope you enjoy the action that DRL do bring you. As I'm not a full-time commentator, but there are some better commentators in DRL, and if you do want to join the link, if you go under the channel, if you just scroll down on PC using that arrow button, or even if you're on phone, if you scroll down under the channel, once you clicked on the channel, the Twitch channel, and you should be able to see a link, click that link, and then you should be able to get yourself in that Discord server if you do want to potentially drive for a team, even potentially be one of our guys, like me right here, as we've got Simply Lovely Mate in the who keeps sneezing in the background. In the Haskell, we'll have to wait and see who could come out on top. As like I said, a safety car. I haven't actually said this today. I'm gonna say this: a safety car could completely change someone's race, because number one, you've got that mindset of switching off and switching on. You know? Yeah, I know, cause Lewis is also commentating, right? I don't know. I do not know if Lewis is commentating tonight, like with me. If he does want to do that, he can feel free to. He'll have to quickly DM me about it, and yeah, I'll hook up with him. You know, do a double duo commentator style. When if he's not free, it's all good. We won't hassle him into doing it. Because yeah, he's a busy man, and a busy man with busy stuff to do, you know. As here should be our full grid. We've got I can't do maths. Wait, actually I can do maths. Sorry guys. We've got a few we've got 6 minutes from now until all of the drivers are gonna ready up, if my maths is correct, as we have got a full lobby, so there's nothing to worry about there. As now it will just be 5. Wait. We start at 8:30 p.m. It's 8:24. It would be 6 minutes. Oh, now 6 minutes. Sorry guys, my maths is terrible, as you can tell. Ah. It'd be well funny if someone actually clipped that, you know. A huge, you know, me getting embarrassed on stream, great. I'm literally turning red as well, you know. If I had a face cam, all of you would see I'm turning red whilst I was saying that, you know. Like I didn't even pass my maths and English, sadly, but yeah. It's all good. We can get through this, you know. I know what my timings are. And tomorrow on the DRL channel, we should be live around the same time for the race tomorrow as well, on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure. If not, I do not know what I am waffling about, but I'm pretty sure we do have a race. Let me just quickly check. A race tomorrow. I sadly can't show it on stream, or as I could get banned, you know, in an instant somehow, or something like that. you know what, like, what is it called? Twitch is all about, you know, their new biased rules or whatever rules they have on there. There's a bunch of waffle on there, still more waffling on there as well. Well, that's a lot of waffle actually. What the flip is this? I can't flip in. Oh, sorry. I found it. What was I gonna say? Oh my god, what was I gonna say? My memory's shite as well. Sorry guys, if you do not like swearing, I'm an anti-swearer, so I won't be swearing this stream, but I do try to say other words like sugar, shite. He's shited a move around the outside, you know, or like he's sent. Oh my god, my Twitch isn't flipping working. Like, there's another one flipping. Like, are you flipping joking right now? The Wi-Fi is great, you know, on Vodafone at the moment. Hopefully I don't jinx it, you know. Let me mute myself. Can I get a point today? Well, yeah, hopefully. It's all down to setup boys, and there's 20 drivers. You know the phrase? Be safe rather than quick, you know? Most drivers could DNF, you never know. You could be winning a race if all of the drivers somehow was to DNF, involved in any incident. What's up, guy? Love to see your commitment, you know, Komagun. Hopefully you're doing great. A bit of a long time no see though, but yeah, love to see the commitment. Also, Komagun, if I was gonna tell you one thing, like if I was gonna tell you a question right now, being stuck at work, I'll be back to race tomorrow. Oh, let's go. Let's make this an amazing race to watch. I'll do my best, you know. As Komagun, in the chat, what's your top 3 predictions for today's race? As I'll quickly show you how many, yeah, the drivers. If you yeah, know anyone who might be up there today. As we have got a full grid, you've got Will Lewis in the Red Bull, you've got Edin in the Mercedes, you've got the 2 McLarens. They're probably gonna be quite quick. I wasn't saying only you. I was also talking about the drivers. Yeah. It's all good, you know. It's all good. I like to, what is it called? I normally just read stuff on stream, you know, as you can tell, you know. Like if there was a, yeah, V10, of course. So he's gonna be P1. Luke P2, Edin P3. Oh, let's go. Your comms are always amazing, are always good. Ah, thanks. Who is this, by the way? Who is this, by the way, on the what is it called? The, yeah. Ah, copy. I'll do my best for you, and like I said, I even said to the viewers, if you wanna clip anything, feel free. You know, it might as well go on to the, yeah, the TikTok and or the Instagram. Is to um y I don't know. Are you playing today? Are you racing today? Or because there is an Aston Martin C Open. I don't know if you're gonna race in that Aston Martin C. I could invite you, you know. I'm working tomorrow. It's all good. I understand. Well. I don't understand, but I can, you know, like everybody. Well, most people do work, you know. So I get you, you know. You wanna have a good night tonight, or a good night for tomorrow, yeah. As we already up in the lobby, as I'm gonna say something to the drivers. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and yeah, put on a show for tonight. Oh my god, I do not know if that was a bit cringe. Sorry guys if that was a bit cringe. Yeah, it's just my personality, you know. That's one thing nobody can take away from me, you know. Unless if I was to gonna have a, unless if I was gonna change, it would probably be a very strange change, you know. What was cringe? For good luck everyone, yeah, that I said. Like good luck everyone, have fun, enjoy yourselves, put on a show, all of that stuff. And yeah. Talk taking PS5 to work in case I don't get in time home for the race. Fish and fish fish and PS5. Like I said, be yourself. Thank you. And if people enjoy it, then it's a win-win, you know. Fancy. Yeah. as we are here for today the in the qualifying today here at Bahrain in real life round 1. Normally in every in real life and in F2 I'm pretty sure. But sadly here today it is not our round. Wait, is it round 1? Nah, it's not round 1 here today, sadly. It is round 2 as Luke has retired from the session a bit early. If he has got a qualifying band maybe. But as we do see, the first driver out on track is not going to be... Wait, what? Huh? Is that flipping I'm flipping confused, guys, sorry. As the first guy out on track is going to be... the... what's it called? The Red Bull of... The Red Bull down in P17, just behind his teammate is his Red Bull Rapid Racing driver. They've both got the same helmet on, and they're both probably gonna go for a sneaky tactic here. Maybe one trying to give another DRS and a bit of slipstream and a bit of a tow to get more of an advantage around here. As one small tow could potentially get you pole here around today's race. As yes, for today P17 will be the first one to cross the line. Let's see what lap time he can bring out of the hat for the Rapid Racing Bulls, or the Red Bull Racing team known as you see into turn 1 he deploys most of his battery, not all of it, only down to 70%, using that, staying away from the curbs, using that next curb bow, mixing that curb onto the track once again, rejoining, using his advantage. Got personal best sector 1 that the game shows us here today. He has a bit of a lock-up bow into the next corner of turn 6, as then he goes down to turn 7 and turn 8, I'm pretty sure that is, with another stosh, another slipstream, another bit of DRS to assist him on the long straight. It's not the first longest straight, it's sadly the second longest straight around this track here today. Super sorry guys for my lag, I truly do apologise, but he has got the personal best sector 2 as well, as he goes down the downhill straight bit. Into the last corner he goes, off turn 15. He goes to cross the line. The banker lap time of a 1 minute 28.2, as his teammate just behind goes a bit slower, a 1 minute 18.27. As then for Ferrari behind goes a 1 minute 28.4 around here today. As in the Aston Martin of Edin, he goes a 1 minute 28.8, but then the RB driver on pole for now has set a 1 minute 28.1 of a lap time. This driver might just be cooking, as in David Doe in the kick Sauber, he goes P6. As then for McLaren goes P5 at the moment. What will we see from the Williams car? As then another driver getting up there, out of the bag, sneaking it just like that. A 1 minute 27.329. Getting himself all the way up into pole. Maybe using less fuel to get himself up at the front of the pack for Team Alpine. And the Williams in the P14, what can he do to potentially impress any other teams here today, as the first 2 laps that were set were alright lap times, you know, not too far off, as he's just on a cool down lap at the moment, not really pushing the limits. Might have to go back on board with him, as I'm going to go on board with P8, but he's actually going into the pit lane, maybe. Well, so does P2, he goes into the pit lane. Is the next driver going to be P10 to cross? He's also potentially going to go into the pit lane here today. As no, he doesn't. He stays out on his lap and he does not improve. Maybe he's got enough fuel to set another few laps, but he is running a bit low on that fuel percentage. How is he potentially doing on his fuel limit? I was going to ride on board with him. If we quickly get rid of that thing, it doesn't really show how much fuel he's got at the moment, but using this telemetry, it does show his fuel is flashing red. He's on minimal fuel at the moment. This could be an advantage for him if he wants to get quicker. Lower fuel in theory means more speed, lighter car, you'd get more of the advantages, less disadvantages around here. And he would be loving life if you could get pole here with lower fuel with his secret tactics, but he's not improving just yet. He's got 2 corners, 1 corner remains. Will he improve into the final last corner, or will he be into the pit lane? Sadly, without his tactic working, as he goes to go into the pit lane. A bit of a sad, disappointing tactic not working in his favour here today, as we see the Williams driver, he's not improving once again. He's going to be returning to the pit lane without a smile on his face, whilst in the background we've got the Haas driver just lurking behind on an outlap, but he's been using battery. That is going to be very costly for him, as he had no idea he was using battery on his outlap, which could have cost him so many temps here today. As he deploys battery once again, the Aston Martin getting out of the way of him, making sure he does not invalidate his lap time here today, keeping it nice and smooth, nice and calm. He has got purple sector 1, that's a bonus in his favour, but he goes way wide into the next corner, somehow not getting his lap invalidated just yet, keeping his head in position, keeping his gears in his brain, making sure he knows all of the gears at the right corner at the right time as well. As you can just see, you're doing alright on battery. You could push a bit more down the next straight here today, as we are going to quickly go on board P4. Oh no, it's not P4 actually, sorry guys. I was going to quickly go back on board with the Haas driver, as I thought P4 in the Red Bull driver, I thought he was going to set lap time, but it didn't look like to be an improvement. Whilst P14, he stays P4, he stays P14 at the moment for the Haas team. The next driver crossing the line is going to be the Alpine. Is that the Alpine in P1? No, it's not. It's not that Alpine driver. Where is the other one? In P12, the next driver, he is not improving though, sadly. So that is not an advantage in his likings. But he is on non-percentage of his battery. Are we going to go on P2? He's in the pit lane once again. Will the Theo Kashap improve up to the line? He does look like he will improve. He has improved, only good enough for P2, as he was originally P3, but he did shortly have the fastest lap around the start of qualifying. He was looking quite pacey today, but then sadly that paciness maybe is still playing in his favour in the top 10 and within the points reasonably, making sure that he can get his statement across, showing the drivers that he is the man to be aware of, and he is the real deal. As when we see Edin in P13, he improves all the way up into a P7. From P13 to P7, that was a huge improvement right there. As I'm going to ride on board with Simply Lovely Mate. What a username. As he deploys battery into turn 1. Used him a bit too much maybe into turn 1. As he has a bit of a lock-up. Not losing him a bit of time maybe. As he uses the next corner. Will he use this corner as well? He uses the East Boss lines to his advantage. He gets an okay exit. It's going to be not good enough for Purple Sector 1, but he almost abuses the track limits here. There's another lock-up into the next corner, making sure he can get his car slow down for a new best lap potentially in his favour, as we see him not really deploying any battery. Now he decides to deploy some battery, keeping it nice and smooth. The Alpine once again in the slipstream and in the DRS has improved into P1 once again. Was back on board with who was a Simply Lovely Mate. He is still in P12. As he does go into the last corner, he is on a 1 minute 22 at the moment, as it is increasing, but he bottles out of that lap time. he could have potentially improved up into a huge lap time here, but instead of potentially improving, he goes into the pit lane, thinking better of it. Then in P8, we got Edin going slow. Maybe just letting past the quicker drivers. As he was on a lap, maybe that lap didn't go to his favour, whilst the Williams is getting a huge slipstream advantage from that Alpine in P1. But then he's spun it actually. He's spun it and he's put himself into that wall. That would be very costly there for him today, as we don't want to embarrassing him anymore. But that was a bit of a tank slapper of oversteer or understeer. The Williams driver sadly in the wall here today, as maybe it wasn't his day today for the Williams crew. Kind of just like Baku, how they made a bit of a mistake with the cooling engine box thing on that Alex Albon car. Whilst we do see the Red Bull in P4 looking kind of rapid today, with his teammate just behind him. Also on a lap behind him, he is, as in P3 just up in front, starts a lap in his favour, whilst the Alpine in P4, he does improve, making his team aware that he is the second driver, but he isn't the driver who just wants to be out of the points, whilst the Red Bull goes to cross the line up into P2. Not far separated those two, and yeah, a reasonable lap time there for him. What can the second Red Bull driver do? He is only gaining by 0.06 tenths here today. What can he do? Will we see a potential P1? But he does bottle here, as he is 0.018 lap time off of his time at the moment. Super sorry everyone for the lag, I truly do apologise. As he does go to cross the line with the slipstream and the DRS, he does improve, only good enough for a P4. As you got the Williams, you got the Kashap, the sandwich, as you got the top in being the two Red Bulls, and one driver being the patty, the beef patty. As we are gonna ride on board with the Mercedes driver, which we haven't really talked about for Mercedes today. He is being mentioned in the chat, so why not go on board with him? He is V10 Ultra. Let's see what Ultra can do. Can he do an Ultra lap time here, or will he just maybe potentially be doing a banker of a lap time? And will he do the talking in the race? Not in the quali session. As you can see, he is slowly trying to warm up his tyres using the brake and the accelerator tactic. As you do see, he has got some pressure on him behind, as that is a Red Bull behind him of maybe Owen, of actually Will lose in P4, as we're going to see a storm of a lap time here hopefully. As you see, he deploys battery quite early, he hugs that inside line, switches back to the outside line, keeping it nice and calm and collective, making sure he doesn't think too much of it, as the Red Bull in P2 has retired early on. He might have done an ego retirement, as that is also some esports lines from the 10 Ultra. He is improving. Could this be enough to get him secured into the top 10, as currently with this lap time he would be potentially P7 on the dashboard. It says it above me. Yeah, he would. Oh, but he has to be able to tank snapper of oversteer into that next corner. As you do see, the lap times just getting finished. As you see, he has got new personal best. Sector 2 D10 Ultra could potentially snap away pole within one click of a button, within a mid-corner gear shift or a gear up shift, could potentially put him on pole. Can the Mercedes Sakhir, as he goes to the line, only good enough for P3? As maybe that pressure was being built up onto him. As you see the Ferrari, he goes to improve up into P4. Not too bad for the Ferrari driver. Can the other Ferrari driver capitalise? Can he make a move? Can he show the team principal of Ferrari he is worth what he is worth here? As he does improve, but it's not enough to get him just within the top 10. It's all good though, as in Simply Lovely Mate is going to be the last driver here to cross the line here today for qualifying. As here are your results. So going to go on board with P3. You can see that Mercedes car must be loving life right now, just on the podium spot for the race. If he can keep that, it would be a phenomenal for him today. As we are just waiting for Simply Lovely Mate to make sure he can get into the pit lane nice and safe. As you do see that, the Ferrari car in P4. As the gaps were very close within the top 9 here today. The top 9 were all in 1/10 here today, and outside of the top 10 were the Ferrari just on the edge of a potential P10, the Edin of Aston Martin in P12, Simply Lovely Mate, Leo, the Williams and the other Williams, Davido plays in the Kick Sauber. As we are gonna take a short break, as we're gonna let the drivers choose their strategies and all of their setups. As you can see, all of the pit lane just waiting in the pit lane in the garage, maybe waiting for the strategies to be chosen, and we will see a few pit stops here today, maybe a 1-stop or potential 2-stop here today. As you see the storming bright lights into the pit lane, making sure the drivers can see where they're going, as you don't want drivers to crash in broad darkness for today. As it's gonna be 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Into turn 1 we go. the Thea Cash App driver has had, he has caught up, he has got a drive through actually, and so has Will Lewis actually. Yeah, those two drivers both have a drive through for going too early on. For going too early on the on the 5 red lights. Or it might have been a game glitch, maybe? Wait 1 second, guys. Let me just see if it's a game glitch. My dashboard says it might be a glitch. But there is no confirming that on my dashboards. Or as it probably would have told me before. When as we do see on board currently, the Red Bull of Will Lewis is on that gearbox of the sister team. The dominating team is being put under pressure, but those two drivers will sadly be in the pit lane within 3 laps here today. As you see, those two drivers, one driver actually going for the undercut here today, as it is very unfortunate for him to get that drive through. As then we see the Mercedes driver he goes for the send, he has a slipstream, he has a DRS. Can he go for the potential P1? He kicks it down the inside. He goes for the move. Is he gonna make it stick? These two drivers making it fair, making it clean. Who's gonna come out on top? It is gonna be the Red Bull once again, diving down the inside, getting eagerly to that inner line, whilst the Mercedes having to back out of that move, whilst behind the Alpine is probably going to try and build some pressure. As you can see today, the pit stop today is either a 1 stop or a 2 stop or a 3 stop here today. Sorry for that. When as you do see that Mercedes driver feeling some pressure of the French team just behind, as V10 Ultra just behind. Just behind. Knowing he's got to do something within his power, within his will, basically. As in the Alpine driver has got the new fast lap. Will we see any moves up near the front? Oh, a bit of moving, a bit of bargy there going on. When Will Lewis is dropped down to P3, he will have to surely be serving his drive through this lap or next lap, because if he doesn't serve at this lap, he's going to get disqualified at this rate. Whilst on board, a lovely camera angle, let alone the least. Is he going to go for the send potentially? He has got a battery for it. It is only early stages though. These two drivers are going to go full pedal to the metal, as in behind in P15. He has got a 3-second time penalty for track limits potentially here, as the camera angle sadly has to go to an end. But we are seeing a yellow flag. There was a yellow flag for a split second. As then he's just probably going to recharge that battery just behind him, making sure he can get his head down, get into lock-in mode, and maybe do his strategies all in his head whilst he's racing, making that split decision moves, making that split decision, what is it called, strategies mid-race. As you see in the background, Will sadly in the pit lane, whilst into turn 1 these two drivers go. The Mercedes versus a Red Bull rivalry. These two drivers gonna not let anything slide. As then you see a smooth, clean racing between these two. They're giving it that, bit of bargy once again here from them two. Whilst just in the background you can see the Alpine trying to get himself involved. Will we see a potential switchback? Or it was gonna look like a switchback, whilst the Alpine just had to back out for dear life, as he didn't want to be taken out on this early stage either, or get any damage. As in, we do see that Mercedes may be looking a bit too slow, a bit early on though, on the quick soft tyre compound, whilst the fastest lap is by the Alpine, which does show he might be trying to go for the fastest lap on the early stages of this race. As we're already lap 4 into this, whilst Will at the back, I don't think he is trying to put some pressure on that driver in P18. Whilst the positions lost here, the positions lost here today are very bad and good in a way. As in the kick Alfa Romeo here, right on board with him. He's just going to be starting lap 5, but then up at the front, he has came out of nowhere from being P3, getting that outer line to that inner line now, making sure he can make his team proud. Maybe he knows what he's got to do. He's got to play for team strategy. He's got to be for driver number 1 in this story of his today. Whereas at the back, there has been a bit of a spin or a bit of an incident, and I think just an incident. Oh, that might have been from a Ferrari. He has got his front wing not in contact, but it is in the wall. As you do see, he is kind of he has lost his front wing a bit here today, which is a bit of a sad reaction here today. As 11 places made now from this driver, can he make it 12 places here in the early stages of this race, or will he sadly go undefeated and potentially only gain a few places? Well, we're gonna have to wait and see. As I'm back up at the back in P16, we'll lose. Oh, Marty Drive at the back has a bit of an incident maybe, or just maybe losing the car's rear. But he's going to be back on that battle at the back. Whilst we're going to have to quickly go on board with P7. Is he going to go for the send? He is close enough to go for the send. He gets his head down. He says it's hammer time. And so does Leo, yeah, you can, The Williams driver also has some front wing damage. He's going to be losing downforce. Whilst just at the back, David Doe plays. He goes for the move around the outside. Will he go for the switchback? He tries to potentially go for the switchback. Whilst the two McLarens are fighting. There are no prior rules between these two drivers. These two drivers have got nothing at risk here today. You never know, but then the McLaren driver goes for the send. He doesn't really get that send just done on Edin. He's going to have to go for the Fernando Alonso dive maybe. But he has also got some front end plate damage on his car. Well, I was going to quickly go on board with P5. He is within DRS of that Red Bull. The Haas driver, could he be the driver to put another driver at risk of being overtaken now? As you see, he is putting that pressure on him. He just needs to apply a bit more maybe, as in the background that kick of EB1 games going off the track a bit too wide. He isn't going to go for the move just yet. Is the driver behind in P9? Will he go for the send? He thinks about going for the send, but instead of going for glory, he backs out of it. What will the two McLaren teammates do? They don't do anything at the moment. They think better of it. And as in the kick Sauber goes for the move. He gets his head down. He says, "Thank you very much. I'll be taking that position away from you. I've got the pace, and you sadly haven't got the pace here today." And getting another place up here today. whilst the Haas driver, can he do anything to impress his team? Oh, but then at the back, it is a Williams driver. In P17, that is a Williams driver. Sadly, maybe having a bit of an incident. He hasn't lost any front end plate, which is a good sign here today, as they are leading the championship. Whilst Edin, he goes for the move. He is flashing though. This battle for P10 is going to be insane. There's 3 drivers attacking, 1 driver defending for his life. What could this race get into? As I'm going to quickly show up the telemetry. And yeah, as you can see, these drivers are going to be going full pedal to the metal. For one position, these three drivers going all full pedal to the metal, which is going to be insane to see them free battle. Whilst one for Alpine is going to be defending now for his life. Can he manage to secure that P10? But he almost gets dived down the inside. The 2 McLarens almost make contact. Is Aston Martin going to potentially get involved? But he thinks better of it and he tries to go for the move. Maybe he backs out of that move. Whilst the Alpine is going to try to pull away now. This is his time to shine, and he has pulled away from the 2 McLarens and the Aston Martin. Whilst back up at the front, P4, the Red Bull driver, is putting some pressure on that Mercedes car, which is going to be vital between the rivalry of these 2 cars. The 2 teams giving it all they need. Any point could indeed move them up the standings. These 2 drivers know what they got to do. But then, V10 going for the undercut maybe, as other drivers follow him in. It's a bit too early for the undercut. As in that is going to be Davido plays up into P8, P2, P3 actually, P4 actually, here today. That was a bit of a surprising undercut for some drivers. But will it be as effective as they need it to be, as we see on board with P3? The driver that Mercedes might try to be overcutting, currently into turn 6 or turn 7, I'm pretty sure. Or turn 8, I think it is, yeah. Can V10 Ultra, currently in P11, he is already far behind. Surely that isn't far behind. But then, Luke, he gets the move done up into P7, whilst the Aston Martin of Edin has to just think better of it. He knows what he has to do. He doesn't need to battle too much. It's too early to battle. It's only lap 9, but he's still gonna battle with. For Christ's sakes, what is happening this race? And they are putting on a show, truly, and that Thea Cash App driver just behind. Don't know what he was doing, but he might have had a bit of contact there. As in the Aston Martin, he is showing some great sportsmanship right here, as he knows he did something bad, and he just had to give that place back. Whilst in P3, the Mercedes and the Kick Sauber is gonna potentially go for the undercut or the overcut maybe. As you can see, Bruce Cola into the pit lane, getting his fresh tyres on here, whilst P1 is storming in the front here today. As we can see how many drivers haven't made a pit stop just yet on lap 10. Maybe the Red Bull drivers aren't looking for an undercut or an overcut here today. Maybe they're just focusing on true pace and fresh tyres. As the both Alpine drivers are on a podium place at the moment. which is a great sign. Whilst we're going to have to somehow quickly get down the field, up onto P15. He is a man, he hasn't had a great start so far, but he has dropped down to P15, losing 9 places here today. Can he gain 1 extra place? Instead of losing a place, can he gain a place to make sure his race is somewhat recoverable? As in, P1 is in the pit lane, so is P2 of that Red Bull driver. Can the Alpine driver stay out, or will he do the double stack? He thinks about it, but he doesn't go in for it. He is going to be P2 on track. He won't be P1 just yet, but he sees his teammate just up in front. That will be a very heartbreaking moment there, as his car is back in it to win it, but then he gets overtaken by the Mercedes. The Mercedes is going to be the new race winner. He's going to be the new, what is it called? He's going to be on the fresher tyres, as in the Williams in P17. Sorry guys, the Williams in P17 has retired from the session. Let me quickly turn down the audio settings. Sorry guys. He has retired from the session, sadly, here today. Right now, as we do see a lovely camera angle from P3 of Luke, but then the pressure behind is probably getting to him. Can he take that pressure and convert it into some speed? As in, V10 Ultra has got some front end plate damage on that car of his. Whilst the kick Sauber is going to go for the send. He gets the send done, but it's not all done and lost, as then he's going to maybe go for the double overtake on lap 11, whilst the Mercedes behind was going to try and capitalise on it. Now Edin is trying to capitalise on the positions lost from Luke. He does not try, he is trying still. Can he go for the move? Whilst the state overtakes the Mercedes. Mercedes isn't going to put up an easy battle, as then he gets DRS once again. P4 for Kick Sauber just loses out on his DRS assistance, as he was in front into the corner. As in, simply lovely mate in the Haas driver. He is super close to that P11 spot here today for the Haas car. But what can P13 do? He also has some damage. As in, I can indeed show you the tyres, I'm pretty sure. As here's the tyre strategy. Ooh, yeah, here's the tyres, and then P3. Sorry guys for that as well. Super sorry guys. As in P3 has got himself up into P3. The stake driver once again in this insane battle was behind Edin, getting his head down, saying, "Yeah, I'm quicker than you. I should be in the top 10. You know, you can't take away this top 10 from me." Then can the Ferrari do anything to he has capitalised. He is going to make sure the McLaren can get past as well, but then the McLaren of Luke has got the double position gained from being in P7. Now he's lost an extra 1, so he's only gained 1 position, but now he's going to lose another place out to Edin if Edin was going to go for the send. He goes for the better line. He gets his head down. He says, he was going to go for the send, but he backs out of it. As this show being put on today is insane here today. Insane. Whilst we do see D10 Ultra on the back end of a potential podium for Mercedes here. Could Mercedes maximise their points with a P2 or a P2 and a P3? Or can they make it even better? A P1 under P2? We're gonna have to wait and find out, as he's just staying behind at the moment, using his tactics to his favour, as in another 3-second time penalty for P18, the Ferrari driver, as he gets the send done. But then through goes EB1 Games up into P3 from a switchback once again. These two showing what is it called? These two are showing clean racing at the max. As these two drivers are showing great race etiquette here today, making sure they can give each other enough space on track in qualifying, making sure they don't make too much contact, hopefully, as up into P11. P12 is taken away from the by the McLaren, as in the Red Bull of Will trying to gain anything. He goes for the send. He makes a bit of contact though with the McLaren. Hopefully no love is lost there today between these two drivers, as it's just nothing, just an incident really, as yeah, incidents do happen on track. I can tell you from my personal racing career in the game, I get involved in incidents, which is normal, you know. But then the Red Bull of Owen goes for the move around the outside, getting his head down, and he'll be happy with that, as I'm sure Max Verstappen will also be happy with that in real life. But he might be a bit childish, like, stop being childish, Max. But then Luke is into the pit lane, on maybe trying to get onto another fresh set of tyres, as in P4. He's going to have another attempt to potentially shatter the Mercedes cost cap and take out the budget, as then he's improving the Kick Sauber's budget hopefully here today, as no love is lost between these two drivers, just battling. But if they battle anymore, P5 can potentially gain all up into them, and sooner rather than later, those drivers will start to be in a DRS train here today. So penalties looking alright, not too many drivers having penalties. As then the pressure is slowly getting built up to the Ferrari Italian team, not at their home country today, but it isn't that far away. As he goes for the send, Owen getting his head down, saying, "Okay, I need to do this rather sooner than later. Please just let me pass." And he got the move done. He hasn't got DRS though. Maybe the Ferrari driver playing a bit of DRS tricking with him, maybe thinking he has the move done, whilst he hasn't got the move done. Another switchback incoming potentially. He tried to go for the switchback. He kind of looked like the switchback on my view, but he couldn't just attempt it at the moment. That's an upper back wheel, getting himself back up into P13. He would definitely be way up there, but sadly because of his drive-through, he's at the mid-pack, battling for some points. Whilst further up, his teammate is also battling. Well, so is him. Well, so is Will just behind, and maybe making a bit of contact with him. As you can see on board with these two drivers, they're surely giving enough space to each other, and yeah, just using their tyres to advantage. Whilst can the Alpine do anything to challenge for a P9? 2 points up for grabs. Any little could potentially gain you 2 or 3 places in the standings. Will these 2 places, or will these 2 points be critical for this Alpine driver? As in, up into P6 is Edin, maybe losing 2 places up in front of him. Whilst the Ferrari driver in P5 just got nothing to lose at the moment. He's keeping his head nice and calm. He's saying, okay, this is not a quick 5-lapper race. This is a long 100% distance. But in this case, it is not 100% distance. It's only a long percent distance. As then you can see the Alpine, the bright blue versus a bright green car, showing all they've got here today. Making sure they know what they got to do and maybe changing their brake bias midway through today in this race. On lap 17, can he do anything to impact the Mercedes position? As in P1, that is P1 into the pit lane. There's going to be the Mercedes into P1. Will the other Mercedes capitalise? He does not capitalise. He decides to go for the undercut or the overcut. So does Edin. He follows him in. Maybe for the DRS assistance. Whilst the Alpine in P8. Maybe just gonna be he is being put under pressure. He goes for the send. He gets his head down. Davido plays. He says, thank you very much. If you want to stay behind me, that'll be a bonus for me. If you want to give me DRS, I don't mind. As he defends hard, actually. He says none of that, what I thought he probably was going to say. And, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I can do that. Love, no problem. As yeah, P5 is finally catching up to the Alpine. He has gained 2 places up so far. He was starting P7 and now he's up into P5. Was behind. He's getting his head down, up 3 places, making it his 9th place. Whilst in the pit lane, you've got the Mercedes crew doing a free pit stop, making sure he has fresher grips. So is the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Whilst the Alpine in P1, it is soon going to be P1. The Alpine in P1 has regained that P1. He has done the undercar to his likings, and he said, okay, the undercut is worked. His team radio must be fuming. But then EB1 games, he goes for the move, he gets his head down. Whilst in the background you can see a diabolical move from that P7 driver, just almost, he did fully take out Luke, I'm pretty sure it was, or P12. As now for McLaren's once again reformed, regained in this intense battle between 3 drivers, involving 1 driver having to defend. As in he makes contact though. P12, that Mercedes, that McLaren driver has almost no front wing on his car. Surely that should have brought out a safety car in hindsight. And sadly there is no safety car this early out on. And that is going to be a very sad, yeah, damage contact from him today, and yeah, he will be lacking a bunch of cornering speed. As you see, he just lost it. I don't know if he misjudged the braking of the car in front, but then the Mercedes behind of V10 Ultra has got that free place. But then that Mercedes of Luke is doing... Oh, wait, wrong driver actually. Ruth Giacola is potentially going to be holding up that Ferrari driver. As in, Ferrari driver tries to get that slipstream, but then he didn't really need that slipstream in the end, as yeah, he kind of got the slipstream from the Mercedes. Whilst Albert as a CP7 trying to get his head in position with only 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go, including one final last lap. This could be a last few pit stops here today. Was B10 Ultra getting himself a 3-second time penalty, which will be very costly here today. And yeah, very unfortunate for him today. But it is what it is, and some drivers, they got to get their heads down in position, into gear when they need to. As P1 is potentially going to be lapping the Williams driver at the back at this rate if he keeps it up, as in these two drivers still battling for P5 here today. The two Kick Saubers close by, will them two go to disaster, or am I just maybe trying to commentators curse it maybe? As in, yeah, 14 places gained is insane. He's hopefully gonna gain it. He is hopefully potentially gonna do. He is a madman at the moment. As yeah, 14 places gained so far is incredible from his Likens, and potentially for the team's Likens. Then will team orders be applied between these two drivers? Surely Davido is going to try to get his teammate within DRS, so he's not vulnerable to the driver behind. As he has got DRS, team orders, team strategies are starting to play in, so that driver behind isn't going to hopefully gain any more time to P5. Is he going to let him pass, or is he going to say, actually, you can pass me with DRS, that's a better strategy, you know? Or with a bit of a tow, you maybe, and then just going to go on board with him. As they have had an engine update, I'm pretty sure. As you can see, he's right on that gearbox. If we look behind, he's miles gone. These two drivers are trying to potentially pull them away, so that the Red Bull can potentially attack on to the Beer Cash Out, the sister team. Whilst he's going completely wide, completely deep into our next corner, these two are going to be battling, making sure they lose a slipstream, or maybe lose time to just two Kick Saubers just up in front. As this battle is going to be insane, but then maybe Owen has got more fresher pace and more raw pace on paper, as he is going to go for the move on Davido. Or make a bit of contact, as in a Kick Sauber, almost losing it, almost getting his car into the wall. As indeed, 14 places is insane, is crazy. Can he make it potentially 15 if he gains to P3? Or if P3 maybe has a crash or an incident? Was at the back. Yeah. Oh, that is going to be a safety car on lap 22. Everyone is going to get a free pit stop here. As you can see, all of those 5 red lights going out to show there is a safety car being brought out. But the Haas driver, actually, of the American team, has thought better of it and said, you know what, a free pit stop, I might as well need to pit stop as well, because my tyres are they are dead in his favour. So he's going to be getting a new fresh pair of tyres on. maybe that could go for race distance, as so is for Kick Sauber. I think they're gonna think better of it. As so is some Mercedes. You can see he has a decent pit stop time, but Marty Drive with another 3-second time penalty at the back of the grid in P18. Whilst up at the front, you can see the Alpine driver has already caught up to that safety car, as you can see on screen right there. He has caught up to it. Yeah, he has just caught up to it right now. As 15 places now gained from the let me just see how much. So he started P18. He's done a softs, hards. Yeah, he's done a softs, hards. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong there. But then all the Aston Martin crew, they put a new fresh set of tyres onto his car as well. Maybe a front wing replacement as well. As I think he might just. Yeah, he's not just going to get lapped, but then in the background of that Aston Martin, you can see the safety car trying to go even slower. As in, you can see on the 5 red lights, they're showing that there is a safety car out on track. This is our first safety car here today. So if you do want me to shut up, I do understand. I will shut up for you under the safety car then, and then I'll be back, just taking a short drink here today. So then the safety car might be in next lap around here, I'm pretty sure, because it stays out for 3 laps. It's already done 1. Yeah, it's already done 1. So 2 more laps under the safety car, and then, yeah, more intense racing to the line for the final last laps here around Bahrain. The circuit most known for mechanical failures from Ferrari cars in real life and other cars. Yeah, and chaos normally into turn 1. As we've just seen the last few drivers catch up to the safety car, including P17 all the way up at the back of the grid. If I can slowly move to him. There he is. You can see him just in the back on the minimap and on the screens right now. There he is. He's doing a respectable job for Williams so far. He knows what he's got to do, hopefully, and yeah, he's hopefully gonna impress. Oh my god, as in P14, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but this driver right now in P14 has got a 10-second time penalty. for contact on the virtual safety car. Yeah, he has got contact under safety car conditions. That is going to be very costly towards his race, as he probably would be up there without his time penalty, you know. And yeah, and this is gonna make sure all of the drivers get back all close together. Give them a bit of a restart basically. But instead of on the grid restart, they're actually gonna do a restart, like a rolling restart basically. As Marty Drive at the back, he needs to get his gear into process, as he just makes the pack at the back. But then there's a bit of a worry at the back. As you can see, there is a Ferrari going slow at the back. As I quickly go back, yeah, I don't know what has happened there, but as you can see, he's causing a huge pile up. Surely that's not allowed. As then we're gonna have to wait and see if that is allowed, and then it is gonna be going green once again. Sorry guys, if you do see the safety car, it does not mean the safety car, but then the Mercedes driver is gonna go to the inside line. Will the Alpine try to go for the switchback? He tries it, but he doesn't get the optimal line. Where will the new, softer runner drivers be? Will they be at the back of the pack, or will they be mid-pack? As then he goes for the move. BC drivers giving it all. As then the Alpine driver, he's been spun on lap 26. As there's the safety car overlay gone now. It is going to be for Kick Sauber versus the Mercedes. Surely the Mercedes was at fault. I'm not Stuart anymore, but from my POV, it looked like the Mercedes was potentially at fault here today for that last contact. And then as you see in the background, all of the other drivers going completely wide that last corner, mid corner, as in into the next corner as we go. He does try to put the pressure on. 16 places gained. This is mad from him. He could be on for potential race win here. It's only early stages, but lap 26, 58 battery. That is EB1 games on versus the Mercedes on 14% battery. DRS is enabled this lap and next lap going, and the last final lap. Will we see a potential photo finish here today? As in DRS is enabled, is on that rear end of that Kick Sauber and on that Red Bull, but it is not given to that driver at the back. As in at the back, there's been an incident maybe. Don't know who that was involved in. That was probably the Alpine. The Alpines had a bit of a sad, disappointing result, as in Owen got the move done up into P2 here today, as in the two Alpines not really putting on a great show here today, even though they had a great qualifying session here today. Can the Red Bull put any pressure onto the Mercedes car? And if he does, will he do it strategical, as in they're both trying to gain battery? One's on mode medium, one's on mode none, as they've both gone on to medium now. These two drivers are going to be, these three drivers are going to be showing it all. They're going to be going full pedal to that metal, trying to get any more better points that they need to, but they need to keep it calm and collective, and maybe try to stay out of trouble, as you do not want to get any more penalties towards the end of the race. As then he goes for the move, potentially with slipstream, but he hasn't got enough. As then that's another driver out of the session of the FIA Cash App. He goes for the send. He gets a send done. There's 4 drivers now involved in this battle, including the second Mercedes driver. Will we see a team orders or anything go with the with Toto Wolff in the team principal of the Mercedes? As then the Kick Sauber has to just let him go. And he has got a time penalty as well, so more penalties will be very costly here. Like I said, as in, this is gonna make, oh my god, the Mercedes of Ultra. He tried to go for the send, he's kept it going. He's gone for it. He's got himself up into P2. He's got himself up into P1. It's going to be about as an Owen takes away that P1, taking that outside line, the outside to the inside line, opting for the better line here today. With almost 1.1 gap between these two drivers, who can potentially take home, a win here today in round 2. The second race, he goes for the switchback for Ultra. He goes for the switchback. He gets the switchback line. Can the Mercedes in P3 do anything? As he's not got a time penalty, they make it 3 wide into turn 1. The Mercedes, who has got no penalty, is leading this race. Ultra into P2. He goes for a diabolical send though, but Owen does, and he gets himself some damage, and then even gets the kicks Albert more damage as well, involving in an incident once again. These two drivers now up in the top 10, securing themselves some points, hopefully, giving us a full show to watch giving us a full show to watch like a theatre. You've got the climax just towards the end. On the final last lap, around 1.5 kilometers to go on the final last lap. These two drivers gonna hopefully be showing it all they've got here today. One driver just out of DRS, whilst the battle for P3 is still going on. 51% battery versus 6% battery. EB1 is potentially gonna go for the move, and he's going to have to do a TM Marduk into the last corner. It's going to be all or nothing here. Can he do it? He's got more battery than the Mercedes. It will only come down to penalties though. Can he go for the send, as in the Mercedes comes home to cross the line? The Red Bull comes home to take P1, as in he drops down, but he was a close photo finish there. As in, yeah. He drops down to P13, but it was an intense battle there, guys, for our top 3 and even our top 10 here today. As you can see, the sweat on the driver's face of that driver of the day, as you can potentially feel that claustrophobic in that car if there is anyone that is claustrophobic. Yeah, you don't want to hear this, but I've been your host here today, Leo Coco PC. If you haven't already followed me, what are you doing? I'm only joking. But if you haven't already followed me, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you haven't already followed the channel DRL, why not? You know, it's completely free. And yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. We are gonna end on a high note, as enjoy.